Hello my friends, Dr. Mandell here. Today I want to share something very important with you, something that could literally make or break your health. Eggs are one of the healthiest foods on this planet. They're full of protein, vitamins, minerals, and good fats that our bodies need. But listen closely, it's not always about the egg, it's about how you eat them. The truth is, many seniors eat eggs every day, but the wrong way. And over time, these dangerous habits can contribute to clogged arteries, high cholesterol, inflammation, and other problems that we absolutely don't want to face, especially as we get older. So let's talk about the 5 dangerous ways you should never eat eggs if you're over 60. And please watch all the way through because I'm going to share some healthier alternatives that will keep your heart, brain, and muscles strong for years to come. Let's really dive deep into this important key point about frying eggs in unhealthy oils, because this one change alone could transform your health in ways you may not even realize. Now, I know eggs are one of the most common and loved foods around the world. They're affordable, they're versatile, and they're packed with nutrients that our bodies truly need: protein, vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats. But here's the problem. The way most people cook their eggs, especially seniors who have been making breakfast the same way for decades, can turn this superfood into something harmful. And one of the biggest mistakes is frying eggs in the wrong kind of oil. When you go to the supermarket, you see these big bottles of vegetable oil, canola oil, soybean oil, corn oils that are cheap, widely available, and often promoted as heart healthy. But let me be very clear, these are refined, processed oils that have been stripped of their natural goodness and loaded with chemicals from the refining process. They are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, and when consumed in excess, they create an imbalance in your body's omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. That imbalance is a recipe for chronic inflammation. And what does chronic inflammation do? It slowly eats away at your joints, your arteries, your brain, and your immune system. Over time, it contributes to arthritis, clogged arteries, diabetes, dementia, you name it. Now think about this. You take an egg, a perfectly balanced food, but then you drop it into a frying pan full of this harmful oil. What do you think happens? The oil not only adds unhealthy fats, but also gets oxidized when heated. That means it produces free radicals, unstable molecules that damage your cells, your tissues, and your DNA. Every bite you take is feeding those free radicals and causing stress inside your body. And here's the scary part. You don't feel it right away. It's not like eating a fried egg in vegetable oil is going to give you chest pain the next morning. But over months and years, this is the very thing that slowly hardens arteries, stiffens joints, and steals away your energy. And my friends, as we get older, we simply don't have the same resilience we did in our 20s or 30s. Our bodies become more sensitive to inflammation, more vulnerable to oxidative stress, and less capable of repairing the damage. So every choice matters even more after 60. That's why I want you to stop using those cheap refined oils right now. Don't let a 99-cent bottle of oil undo all the good you're trying to do for your health. Instead, let's talk about better options. Extra virgin olive oil is one of the best oils you can use. It's rich in monounsaturated fats, antioxidants, and compounds that protect your heart and brain. When you cook your eggs in olive oil, you're actually adding anti-inflammatory properties instead of harmful ones. Another great option is avocado oil. This oil has a very high smoke point, which means it can handle the heat without breaking down to harmful compounds. And if you love that rich, buttery taste, a little bit of grass-fed butter or ghee is an excellent choice. Grass-fed butter contains vitamin K2, which helps keep calcium out of your arteries and in your bones where it belongs. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I've been using vegetable oil my whole life and I feel fine, and I hear you. But I'll tell you something, I've worked with thousands of patients over the years, and what I've seen time and time again is that the small invisible habits we ignore are the ones that catch up to us later. You may feel fine now, but inflammation doesn't announce itself until it's too late. High blood pressure, clogged arteries, joint pain, fatigue, these things don't happen overnight. They're built slowly, one breakfast at a time. And here's another little secret most people don't realize: when you cook your eggs in healthy fats like olive oil or avocado oil, your body actually absorbs the nutrients from the egg better. Fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K need healthy fats to be transported and utilized in your system. So not only are you avoiding damage, you're actually getting more benefit out of your eggs when you cook them the right way. I want you to picture this. Two people start their day with eggs. One fries them in vegetable oil, maybe adds a little margarine, sprinkles some salt, and sits down to eat. The other gently cooks their eggs in extra virgin olive oil, seasons with turmeric and black pepper, and pairs them with avocado slices. Who do you think is going to feel better, look younger, and stay stronger over the next 10 years? It's not even a question. The difference is night and day. So here's my advice. Go into your kitchen today, pull out that bottle of vegetable oil, canola oil, or margarine, and get rid of it. Don't even let it sit there as an option. Replace it with olive oil, avocado oil, or grass-fed butter. Make the decision that from this day forward, you're going to respect your body and fuel it with the oils it was designed to thrive on. Because your health, your energy, and your future are worth far more than saving a couple of dollars on cheap oil. Every time you prepare your eggs, remind yourself, this is medicine, this is fuel for my brain, my heart, my muscles, my immune system, and just like medicine, it has to be taken the right way. Cooking eggs in unhealthy oils is like putting sugar in your gas tank. It may still run for a while, but eventually it's going to break down. Cooking eggs in healthy oils, on the other hand, is like giving your body premium fuel. You're going to feel the difference, not just today, but for years to come. My friends, it's the small daily choices that add up to big results. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. Just start with this simple step. Stop frying eggs in harmful oils and start using the good ones. Your heart will thank you, your joints will thank you, your brain will thank you, and most importantly, you'll feel the difference in your energy and vitality. And that's what I want for you. Take care of your body, love yourself enough to make these changes, and you'll be amazed at how good you can feel at any age. I'm Dr. Mandell, and I'm cheering for your health and healing. All right, my friend, let's go deeper into this second key point, because this is something that very few people ever talk about. Eggs are one of the most powerful foods we can eat, but the way you cook them can make the difference between protecting your body and slowly damaging it. I want you to really understand what happens inside that little yellow yolk when you cook it the wrong way, especially when you overcook it until it turns green or rubbery. Now, I know many of you grew up boiling eggs until they were hard as a rock. You peel that shell off and see a little green or gray ring around the yolk. Some of you probably thought, well, that's just the way eggs are supposed to look. But here's the truth. That greenish color is a clear sign that the egg has been oxidized. That's chemistry happening right there in your kitchen. And what does oxidation mean? It means the cholesterol in that egg is no longer the same, has been damaged. And that damaged cholesterol, also known as oxidized cholesterol, is a major contributor to clogged arteries and cardiovascular disease. I can't emphasize this enough. It's not just about how many eggs you eat, but how you prepare them, because oxidized cholesterol is one of the most harmful things you can put into your bloodstream. It doesn't behave like normal cholesterol. Instead, it becomes sticky. It irritates the lining of your arteries, and it sets the stage for plaque buildup over time. That's what raises your risk of heart attack, stroke, and circulation problems. And the sad part is so many seniors are unknowingly doing this to themselves every single day just by overcooking their eggs. But it's not only about the cholesterol. Overcooking eggs also destroys many of the delicate vitamins and antioxidants that make eggs so healthy in the first place. Vitamin A, vitamin D, lutein, and zeaxanthin. These are powerful nutrients for your eyes, your bones, and your immune system, but they're very sensitive to heat. When you boil an egg until it's rubbery or fry it until it's crispy, you're literally burning away the nutrition that your body needs the most. And think about this: as we age, we actually need more of these protective nutrients, not less. Our eyes are more vulnerable to macular degeneration, our bones are more prone to osteoporosis, and our immune systems need all the help they can get. So why waste these gifts by destroying them with too much heat? Let's also talk about digestion. Eggs that are lightly cooked, like soft-boiled, poached, or lightly scrambled, are easier for your body to break down. Your stomach doesn't have to work as hard and the proteins are more bioavailable. But when you overcook eggs, the proteins become tough and denatured. That makes them harder to digest and less usable by your muscles and tissues. So if you're eating eggs to preserve muscle strength, especially after 60, the last thing you want to do is make them harder for your body to absorb. So I want you to picture this. You're in your kitchen in the morning and you drop a couple of eggs into boiling water. You leave them in there for 15 minutes while you check your phone or make coffee. When you finally peel them, they're chalky, dry, and discolored. You may not notice, but with every bite, you're eating oxidized cholesterol and depleted vitamins. Now imagine doing that 5 times a week for 10 years. That's not breakfast, that's slow damage happening day by day. Now picture something else. You gently place those eggs into simmering water and let them cook for 6 minutes. You peel the shell and see a perfectly set white with a golden, slightly runny yolk. That yolk is alive with nutrients. The cholesterol is intact, the vitamins are preserved, and your body is ready to use every bit of it. That's the difference between feeding disease and feeding health. So my message here is simple. Respect the egg. Treat it with care. Don't let convenience or old habits rob you of the benefits this incredible food has to offer. Cooking eggs properly doesn't take more time. It just takes awareness, and this awareness can protect your heart, your brain, and your energy levels for years to come. Now, some of you may ask, but Dr. Mandell, I don't like runny yolks, and I understand that not everyone enjoys soft eggs. But that doesn't mean you need to overcook them. Even if you prefer firmer eggs, you can still prepare them gently. Instead of blasting them in a frying pan on high heat, cook them low and slow. Instead of leaving them in boiling water forever, take them out a little earlier. Your body will thank you for that small adjustment. There's another important piece here. Oxidized cholesterol doesn't just damage the arteries, it also affects your brain. Studies show that oxidized fats can increase inflammation in the brain, which is one of the driving forces behind memory loss, dementia, and Alzheimer's disease. And I know for many of you, keeping your memory sharp and your mind clear is just as important as keeping your heart strong. By avoiding overcooked eggs, you're not only protecting your arteries, you're protecting your brain. And let's not forget energy. Have you ever noticed that after eating heavy, greasy, overcooked eggs, you feel sluggish? That's because your body is working overtime to digest something that has been damaged. On the other hand, when you eat gently cooked eggs, you feel lighter, more energized, and more satisfied because your body is actually receiving nutrition, not just empty calories. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you cook eggs, pay attention. Don't walk away from the stove. Don't boil them into oblivion. Don't fry them until they're brown and crispy. Instead, cook them with intention. Aim for that golden, vibrant yolk. Aim for the texture that feels nourishing instead of heavy. Make your breakfast an act of healing, not harm. Every meal is an opportunity to make your body stronger or weaker. Every bite is either pushing you toward health or pulling you toward disease. And the good news is you have the power to choose. By simply changing the way you cook your eggs, you can lower your risk of heart disease, protect your brain, support your digestion, and boost your energy. That's the power of making small changes with big rewards. My friends, I want you to love your food, but I also want your food to love you back. Eggs can be one of your greatest allies, but only if you treat them the right way. So from this day forward, promise yourself you'll never overcook your eggs again. Respect the yolk, preserve the nutrition, and give your body the gift of real living food. You deserve to feel your best at any age, and this is one simple step that can help you get there. I want to talk about something that may surprise you because for many people it feels so normal, so routine that they don't even think twice about it. I'm talking about pairing eggs with processed meats, bacon, sausage, ham, and all those breakfast staples we've been told are part of the classic morning meal. I know a lot of you grew up believing that bacon and eggs were the perfect combination. Maybe it reminds you of your childhood, or maybe it's what you've been eating every morning for decades. But let me tell you something very important. Just because it's common doesn't mean it's safe. Here's the truth. Eggs by themselves are an incredible, nutrient-rich food to give you protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals that support your heart, brain, muscles, and immune system. But the moment you start pairing those eggs with processed meats, you turn something healthy into something dangerous. And for seniors, especially those over 60, this combination can be a serious health trap. Let's look closely at what's inside those processed meats. Bacon and sausage are loaded with sodium, nitrates, and preservatives. These chemicals are used to make the meat last longer, look more appealing, and taste addictive. But inside your body, they do something entirely different. Sodium raises your blood pressure, putting extra strain on your heart and kidneys. Nitrates, when exposed to high heat in cooking, can form nitrosamines compounds that are toxic and have been linked to cancer. And when you combine all that with the saturated fat content of these meats, you've got the perfect recipe for clogged arteries, inflammation, and disease. Now think about this. Many seniors already have risk factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, or heart disease. Eating eggs with processed meats every morning is like pouring gasoline on an already burning fire. You may not notice it immediately, but little by little, day after day, the damage builds up. You feel more tired, your circulation gets weaker, your joints ache more, and your blood pressure climbs higher. And before you know it, your doctor is telling you that you need more medications, when in reality, one of the biggest culprits was right there on your breakfast plate. But it doesn't stop there. Let's talk about inflammation, because this is the root of so many chronic illnesses, heart disease, arthritis, dementia, even cancer. Processed meats are one of the most inflammatory foods you can eat. They trigger your immune system into a constant state of defense, and over time, this weakens your body's ability to heal. Instead of helping your eggs build strong muscles and provide nourishment, processed meats undo the benefits and add toxic stress to your system. And I know what some of you are thinking, but Dr. Mandell, I only eat a little bacon on the weekend. It can't be that bad. But let me ask you something. If you knew that a food increased your risk of heart attack, cancer, or dementia, even by a small percentage, would you still call it harmless? The truth is, there is no safe level of processed meat when it comes to your long-term health. Every slice, every bite is doing something inside your body that you cannot see, but will eventually feel. Now here's the good news. You don't need bacon or sausage to enjoy your eggs. There are so many healthier, delicious options you can pair with them. Try avocado, rich in healthy fats that lower inflammation and support your brain. Try sauteed spinach or kale packed with magnesium, iron, and antioxidants that protect your cells. You can even pair eggs with beans or lentils for an extra protein boost that's also full of fiber to support your digestion. And if you really want something hearty, try a slice of whole grain toast drizzled with olive oil and sprinkled with herbs. Your body will thank you, your heart will thank you, and your taste buds will still be satisfied. Let's also talk about your energy. Have you ever noticed how heavy and sluggish you feel after eating bacon and sausage with eggs? That's because your body is working overtime to deal with all that sodium, fat, and preservatives. Your circulation slows, your digestion struggles, and instead of feeling energized, you feel weighed down. But when you eat eggs with wholesome plant-based sides, you feel lighter, more awake, and more alive. That's the difference between fueling your body and fighting against it. So I want you to remember something. Food is not just about taste or tradition. It's about information. Every bite you take sends a message to your body. When you eat eggs with bacon, the message is inflame the body, clog the arteries, raise the blood pressure. But when you eat eggs with avocado, spinach, or other whole foods, the message is heal the body, lower inflammation, build energy, and strengthen the immune system. Which message do you want your body to receive every morning? Now I know change can be hard, especially when it comes to food traditions. Maybe you've been cooking bacon with your eggs for 50 years. Maybe it reminds you of your parents or your younger days. But let me tell you, the strongest tradition you can create is the tradition of health. Because what good are the memories of bacon and eggs if your health is too weak to enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build? So here's my challenge to you. The next time you reach for that package of bacon or sausage, pause and think, is this going to help me live longer, stronger, and healthier? Or is this going to steal my energy and shorten my life? The answer is clear. Replace it with something better. Build a new habit that honors your body and your future. You don't have to give up flavor and you don't have to give up joy. You just have to make smarter choices. And once you experience how good you feel without processed meats, you'll never look back. Your heart will be lighter, your mind will be clearer, and your mornings will be filled with true energy, not the artificial rush that processed foods trick you into believing is health. My friends, life is too precious to waste on foods that hurt you. Eggs are a gift, but only when paired with the right companions on your plate. So let go of those processed meats, embrace the healing power of whole foods, and give your body the chance to thrive the way it was designed to. You deserve to feel strong, vibrant, and full of life every single day, and it starts with the choices you make at breakfast. Let's talk about something that seems so small, so harmless, that most people don't even give it a second thought. I'm talking about adding too much salt to your eggs. Now, I know for many of you, grabbing that salt shaker is automatic. You fry your eggs, scramble them, or boil them, and before you even taste them, you sprinkle salt all over. Maybe you've been doing it for years, even decades, without ever stopping to ask, is this really good for me? Well, I'm here to tell you this one little habit could be taking years off your life if you're not careful. Eggs already contain a natural amount of sodium, not a dangerous level, but enough for what your body needs from that particular food. But what do most people do? They pile on more and more salt, sometimes double or triple what's necessary. And here's the problem. Your body only needs a small amount of sodium each day, around 1,500 to 2,000 milligrams. The average person, especially in Western countries, consumes 3,500 to 4,000 milligrams or more, most of it coming from hidden sources like processed foods. And then on top of that, people keep shaking salt onto every meal. This is especially dangerous for seniors because as we age, our kidneys are not as efficient at filtering out the excess sodium. That means it builds up in the blood and the consequences can be devastating. Let's talk about what happens inside your body when you consistently eat too much salt. Sodium attracts water, and when there's too much sodium in your bloodstream, your body holds onto extra fluid. That increases the volume of blood flowing through your arteries, which in turn raises your blood pressure, and high blood pressure, as you know, is the silent killer. It damages the inner lining of your arteries, makes your heart work harder, and increases your risk of heart attack, stroke, kidney disease, and even memory problems. And the scariest part, you don't feel it happening. You don't wake up one morning and say, oh, I feel my blood pressure rising. No, it creeps up quietly year after year until suddenly you're sitting in your doctor's office and being told you need medication. But here's the hopeful part. Much of that risk can be lowered simply by reducing how much salt you use. Just that one change, think about it. You could be protecting your heart, your brain, and your kidneys just by choosing not to reach for that salt shaker every time you eat eggs. Isn't your health worth that small adjustment? Now, I know what many of you are thinking, but Dr. Mandell, food tastes bland without salt. Eggs don't have flavor without it, and that's exactly where I want to shift your mindset. Because the truth is, our taste buds can be retrained. Most people don't realize this, but if you gradually cut back on salt over a few weeks, your taste buds adjust and suddenly foods taste perfectly fine without all that added sodium. You begin to notice the natural flavors of your eggs, the richness of the yolk, and the subtle sweetness of the whites. You begin to appreciate food as nature intended it. But let's not stop there. Instead of simply removing salt, let's replace it with things that not only add flavor, but also heal the body. For example, try seasoning your eggs with turmeric, a powerful anti-inflammatory spice that helps protect your joints and your brain. Add black pepper, which not only gives a nice kick, but also increases the absorption of curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. Use garlic powder or onion powder for a savory flavor without the sodium. Sprinkle fresh herbs like parsley, cilantro, or dill. These not only add taste, but also provide vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that fight disease. Even something as simple as a squeeze of lemon can bring your eggs to life in a way that salt never could. Think of it this way, every time you choose an herb or a spice, Instead of salt, you're making your meal medicine for your body. You're lowering inflammation, supporting your immune system, and helping your circulation, all while enjoying delicious food. Doesn't that sound like a win-win? Now let's address something important. Some people believe that only those with diagnosed high blood pressure need to worry about salt. That's a myth. Studies show that reducing sodium benefits everyone, no matter what your blood pressure numbers are. Even if your blood pressure is normal now, eating too much salt over time will eventually raise it. Prevention is always easier than treatment. Why wait until your arteries are damaged and your doctor prescribes pills when you can protect yourself today by simply cutting down on salt? Let me give you an example. I've worked with countless patients who struggled with high blood pressure for years. Many of them were on 2, 3, even 4 medications, yet their numbers were still high. Do you know what made the biggest difference for them? Not another pill, but reducing salt. Within weeks of lowering their sodium intake, their blood pressure dropped, their energy increased, and some were even able to reduce their medication under their doctor's guidance. That's the power of food. That's the power of small changes. So here's what I want you to do. The next time you sit down with a plate of eggs, before you grab that salt shaker, stop and think, do I really need this? Is this pinch of salt worth raising my blood pressure, damaging my arteries, and putting my health at risk? The answer is always no. Instead, reach for a spice, a herb, or simply enjoy the eggs as they are. Respect your body enough to give it what it truly needs, not what your old habits are telling you to do. Remember, health isn't about big dramatic gestures. It's about the small, consistent choices you make every single day. And this one choice, reducing salt on your eggs, can be a turning point for your health. It can mean more years with your loved ones, more energy to enjoy life, and more freedom from medications and hospital visits. My friend, your health is your greatest wealth. Don't let something as simple as a habit with a salt shaker rob you of that. Make the change today. Retrain your taste buds. Replace salt with healing spices and herbs. Protect your heart, protect your brain, and give your body the chance to thrive the way it was designed to. My friend, this last key point is one that I really want you to listen to carefully because it could save you from serious health problems down the road. I'm talking about eating raw eggs. Now, I know some of you may have seen movies or athletes from decades ago cracking raw eggs into a glass and swallowing them down as if it were some kind of magic potion for building muscle. You may have thought, well, if they did it, maybe it's healthy. But let me tell you something, just because you see it on TV or hear about it in the gym doesn't make it safe. In fact, eating raw eggs is one of the riskiest things you can do for your health, especially as a senior. Let's first talk about the obvious danger, bacteria. Raw eggs can contain salmonella, a harmful bacteria that can cause severe food poisoning. For a young, strong body, salmonella is bad enough. It can bring on days of vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration, and weakness. But for seniors, the risks are much greater. As we age, our immune systems don't work as efficiently as they used to. Our bodies are less able to fight off infections. What might be a few days of misery for a younger person could become a serious, even life-threatening situation for someone over 60. That's not something you want to gamble with just to drink a raw egg. And here's the thing, you can't tell by looking at an egg whether it has salmonella or not. The shell can look clean, the egg can look fresh, and yet the bacteria may still be inside. You don't see it, 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 you don't see it. It's invisible until it makes you sick. That's what makes it so dangerous. Every time you swallow a raw egg, you're taking a risk with your health, and that's a risk that is simply not worth it. But the danger doesn't stop with salmonella. There's another hidden problem with eating raw eggs that most people don't know about. Raw egg whites contain a protein called avidin. Avidin binds to a nutrient in your body called biotin, also known as vitamin B7. Biotin is crucial for your metabolism, your skin, your hair, your nails, and your nervous system. When you eat raw eggs, the avidin in the egg whites blocks your body from absorbing biotin. Over time, if you regularly consume raw eggs, you can develop a deficiency. That means you may feel more fatigued, your hair may thin, your nails may weaken, and your nervous system may not function at its best. All because of a habit that was never safe to begin with. Now the beautiful thing is when you cook eggs properly, the avidin is deactivated. That means the biotin is left alone to do its job in your body. Cooking also makes the protein in eggs more digestible. Studies have shown that your body absorbs about twice as much protein from cooked eggs compared to raw eggs. So think about that for a moment. Many people eat raw eggs because they believe it helps them build muscle. But the truth is you're actually getting less usable protein from those raw eggs than you would from cooked ones. You're putting yourself at risk for infection, blocking a key vitamin, and absorbing less protein all at the same time. That doesn't sound like a good deal, does it? Now I know some of you may say, but Dr. Mandell, I've eaten raw eggs before and nothing happened to me, and I hear you, but let me ask you this, just because you've gotten away with it once or twice, does that mean it's safe? No. It only takes one contaminated egg to put you in the hospital. And for seniors, recovery from something like salmonella can be very slow and very hard on the body. Why gamble with your health when you have a safer, healthier option right in front of you? Think of it this way. Every time you cook your eggs, you're not just making them safe, you're making them stronger for your body. The protein becomes more available, the biotin stays intact, and the risk of bacteria is eliminated. Whether you boil them, scramble them, or poach them, you're giving your body a clean, powerful, and safe source of nutrition. And that's exactly what your body needs as you get older. Clean fuel, not risky experiments. Let's also talk about energy. Raw eggs can leave you feeling heavy or nauseous, especially if your stomach isn't strong enough to handle them. But cooked eggs, prepared the right way, give you steady energy. They support your muscles, protect your brain, and keep you satisfied. They're one of the best foods for maintaining strength, balance, and stamina after 60, but again, only if you prepare them properly. So here's what I want you to do. Make a decision today that you will never eat raw eggs again. If you've been adding them to smoothies or protein shakes, stop right now. There are plenty of safer, better ways to boost your nutrition. You can cook the eggs first and then blend them in, or you can use other protein sources like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or plant-based proteins. Don't put yourself at risk just to follow an old trend that never made sense in the first place. And remember, food is medicine. Eggs are one of the most perfect medicines nature has given us, but only when they are treated with respect. Raw eggs are not respect, they are a gamble. Cooked eggs are respect, they are nourishment, safety, and healing. That's the difference. My friend, you have one body, one chance to live your best years in health and strength. Don't throw it away by taking unnecessary risks. Protect yourself, protect your health, and give your body the best possible fuel. From this day forward, let raw eggs be a thing of the past. Embrace the power of cooking and let your eggs work for you, not against you.